Hey. Hello, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday. I hope that you're having an amazing start to your weekend. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Whether you're catching the live or the replay, I hope that this message brings value to you. So I'm going to have you do me a big favor and tag someone that you care about, someone in your life. This message, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, so a lot of times I'm referring to moms and wives, but this message, it goes across the board. So just tag anybody that you care about that you think would benefit from what I have to say, because if you know anything about me, you know that I'm going to bring you, first of all, a practical life hack, but then in addition to that, it's going to be wrapped up in a beautiful word of encouragement, because it's my desire to see you grow. It's my desire to see you do more. It's my desire to see you live your best life. It's my desire to see all the wonderful gifts that you've been filled with to actually come out into the earth, because it's my philosophy that you are the answer to someone's problem. So I encourage you to tag someone to this message. So if you don't know me, my name is Crystalline Roberts. I've worked in the dental field as a dental hygienist for almost 20 years now. I help individuals and groups understand and learn how to maintain their health by understanding the connection between your oral health and your systemic health. In addition to that, I am a life and home-based business coach here in the Raleigh-Durham area. With my company, Star Unlimited Coaching Solutions, where we help you achieve your best balanced life with passion on purpose. So let's get into it. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, okay, listen, I am not a competitive person, right? I don't consider myself competitive. Growing up, I didn't really like, competitive games. I would always say, oh, I don't even really like to play games because I'm not competitive. I'm naturally an introvert who can sometimes force herself to do extroverted things. But overall, I try to stay in my lane and just be over here. I was that kid, like, I might have the answer, but I'm not going to raise my hand because I don't want to call attention to myself. You'll see my work on paper, but I'm not going to be the one to volunteer and answer. That was just, I'm just meek and mild, right? So recently, I've been taking my teenagers with me to the gym in the morning just to try to get them out of the house, help them get a little bit more exercise. We've been cooped up. And what I have noticed, I had to take a little self-reflection, an honest evaluation of myself. And I've noticed that not only do I compare myself to them and what they're doing, but I also compare myself to other people who are minding their business, getting their workout in, doing what they need to do. But, I'll look to the left or I'll look to the right and I'll notice, oh, well, they're going faster, so I need to go faster. Or they're lifting heavier, so I need to lift heavier. Or they're going harder, so I need to go harder. Okay, first of all, like I said, I've got all sons, so they all have energy. But these particular boys are, teenagers in the prime of their life. So why am I comparing my almost 40-year-old female that had 4 C-section self to everyone else? Why is that, right? So it's just something that we have a tendency to do as people. We have a tendency to compare ourselves to others. And this doesn't just apply. Good morning, Tim Brown. This doesn't just apply to fitness goals, right? This applies to just business. This applies to life in general. Parents comparing themselves to other parents, comparing our children to other people's kids, comparing ourselves as employees, comparing ourselves as employers. Well, why isn't my business at the point that this person's business is? We just have a tendency to do that. And we don't even, as we're having this negative self-talk, we're not even thinking about the fact that we don't know where they started. We don't know what advantage they had that we didn't have. We don't take any of those things into consideration. But at the same time, when we don't meet those standards that we've put in our own mind that are unrealistic, we're beating ourselves up. And that's something that I'm determined we are going to change today, okay? So we need to get free from that, because actually we were created with our own lane, right? We are the best version of our own selves. We weren't meant to be a copy. We are meant to be original. That's what we're created for. Our fingerprints are unique. The lines on our hands They're distinct. So we're not meant to cross over and compare and be concerned about somebody else's lane. We're supposed to be concerned about the things that we were given and the specialized gifts and abilities that we have that need to come out in this world. So today I'm going to help you get free. And the first way that I see to be your most authentic, successful self is to take a self reflection, right? We've all been through a lot. A lot of things have changed. And so it's very easy when you are an employee, used to being an employee, when you are used to being mom, when you're used to being dad, when you're used to being wife, you're used to being husband, to kind of get in those roles and we kind of stay there. But those roles change. Things change, whether we want them to change or whether we don't want them to change. Sometimes it's expected change and sometimes it's sudden change, right? So 2020 and 2021 have let us know, hey, things have changed. There are millions of people who were employees that are no longer employees anymore. There are people who, parents who, we weren't teachers. Of course we educate our kids in general, but we weren't expecting to do it full time, right? Like we were used to being able to go to a job and, have adult interaction, but all those roles have changed. There are a lot of people who were going to a location of work and now they're working from home, right? There are a lot of people who weren't business owners, but now who are. So roles change. And so with that, you have to take a moment to ask yourself, have you self-reflected? Have you taken a moment to say, well, who am I now? The plan that I had for 2019, does it still apply for 2021? Has that plan changed? Have you just taken a moment through everything that we've gone through to take a time to have just a self-reflective moment to see, am I on track? Do I need to adjust? Am I the same person that I was a couple years ago? Right? And so you have to say, well, where do I see myself now? Where do I see myself in 5 years? Where I am now, is it actually where I want to be? Or are there some changes that need to be made? Some changes that need to be made, right? So that's why I said today's message is, let's change that. Let's change that. Are you as healthy as you'd like to be right now? If not, let's make a plan to change that. Are you as financially secure as you want to be? If not, let's make a plan to change that. Do you have as much energy as you need to carry out all the functions of your life and the many hats that you wear? If not, let's make a plan to change that, right? Because we all have dreams and visions and ideas and things that we want to do. And so in order to move forth, we need to take a time to reflect and say, okay, am I on track? Have I looked at these goals? It's very easy to get distracted. Part of looking to the right and the left, that's a distraction. It's a time waster, right? We really need to be able to focus on, what is it that we have to do? What have we been put on this earth for? What goals do we need to carry out? Whose lives do we need to help change? Because I'm a firm believer that you are the answer to someone's problem. So there's someone out there, maybe several someones, who are waiting on you to make your next move in order to unlock a key and unlock a door in their life. You are the key to a door in their life. I know for me, I had some things I was praying for last year. And lo and behold, a friend connected me with a new business that answered that prayer for me. What if she hadn't been obedient to sharing with me? What if she hadn't mentioned it to me? I may have still been kind of held up in my own process, waiting on her to make her next move. So we have to think about those things as we self-reflect and see, are we allowing fear to hold us back? The things that we've been through, we've been through trauma, the trauma that we've been through over this last year and a half. Are we allowing that to hold us back? We have to be mindful of those things, right? And we have to take a time to really self-reflect and make a plan to do something different. Because if you're not living, then unfortunately you're dying. And today I want you to be free from indecision and stagnation. It's time to wake up, right? Because as the great motivational speaker Les Brown says, and he puts it so eloquently, I'm actually going to read it because I don't want to mess up his words, but the graveyard is the richest place on earth because it is here that you'll find all the hopes and dreams that were never fulfilled, the books that were never written, the songs that were never sung, the inventions that were never shared, the cures that were never discovered, all because someone was too afraid to take that next step, keep with the problem, or determined to carry out their dream. And that is something that holds true, again, not just in business, but just in life, just your life goals in general. Where do you want to be? Because not only do the roles that we physically do change, but if you have children, your children grow up. If your life is completely based around them and then they grow up, they will grow up and then they move out. Well, who are you now? What are your goals? That's something, it's easy to get lost in the roles. That's something that being married for over 20 years, going on 21 years, having children, being a hygienist, dedicating my life to others and the wellness of others, it's very easy to forget who you are and what it is that you love to do. So then when somebody asks you, well, what do you like to do? What are your hobbies? You're like, well, I don't know. It's been so long since I've been able to actually think about just me, right? But as we're going through, time is moving forward. So as our kids are growing and as our roles are changing, we have to continue to move forward with that and make sure that we're still on that 5-year, 10-year, 15-year plan. We have to have some flexibility. Things will shift a bit, but in overall, you got to be able to see, okay, well, what's my end goal? Or what's my exit strategy? Do I want to be here? Am I creating that legacy that I may want to create for the people that I care about, right? So I say all this to say that, it's just our natural human condition to compare ourselves. But the good news is, as long as you're here, you have another opportunity to make a change. So to let today be that day. Today is another opportunity for your greatness to shine, right? So if you need that help, connect with someone, talk with someone that you trust. Let me know, connect with me, connect with someone that you care about, someone that will give you that great information, a great mentor, a great coach, a great leader, right? But use each and every day to wake up and be determined to be your best self, your most authentic self, to be in touch with who you are in that moment, to let go of those negative thoughts that we have in our heads. We have to make sure that we don't get preoccupied with our negative thoughts and that we definitely don't get preoccupied with the potential thoughts that someone else may have. Because yet again, their thoughts are none of our business. And again, it's just a time waster. It helps us to procrastinate and not move forward in the things that we were created to do. And just remember that your business, your health, even your intimacy is much richer and livelier when your actions are in true alignment with who you were created to be. So don't look to the left or the right. Stay in your lane, stay focused. You have amazing gifts and abilities that probably haven't even been unlocked yet. You're not even at your full potential yet. So I encourage you to trust the process and watch those victories roll in. That's right. Anyone who wants to have change should be reaching out to me to learn more. That's right. Thank you, Tim Brown, because I've gone through a lot of change. We've all gone through things, right? But sometimes you feel like you've been beat up so much that you get defeated before you really even get into the race very good, right? But again, that's just kind of just a tactic of fear to keep us where we are. But guess what? We don't have to stay there. And if you need help, reach out. I would love to hear, what has resonated with you from this message. I would love to hear that. And besides that, even more importantly, what are you going to do to change it? Let's change that. That's the whole point. Let's change that. You're dissatisfied. Let's change that. You're not as healthy as you want to be. Let's change that. You got financial goals, fitness goals, family goals. Let's do it. Hey, let's work. Let's work together. Let's link arm in arm, right? Because, like I said, my passion is to see you live your best balanced life with passion on purpose. Hey, Andrea, girl, good morning. I want to see you live your best balanced life. And I'm here. I call myself a doula for dreams. I'm right here to help you make it through, to help you push to be that person that you're called to be. There's so much more locked in you. And deep down inside, you kind of know it, but the worries of the world, they'll beat you down. They'll beat you down. And what we've been through has been traumatic. It's been a lot. But guess what? We're still here and we still have lives that we can change. We can still enhance the lives of others, right? So let's connect. Let me know either here in the chat, send me a message. Let me know what has resonated with you. Was this message for you? And if so, what are you going to do? How are you going to change those things? Let's change that together. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. I'm not going to hold any more of your time. I hope that this has helped you and will kind of help kick off your weekend, give you some things to think about on this beautiful Saturday. And as always, make it a great day. And remember, in the end, you win. I'll see you next week. Take care.